As I prepared for today, Tara is going to be my program, and we're EJ's away. It's his week. And I know I've been on the library board for a real long time. I was trying to remember how long it's been, and I still don't have a number. But I do know that Jack Beal approached me as he left town and wanted to be sure that somebody from PNC Bank was on the Benson board. Well, I've been at Northwest 18 years, so that gives me an idea that it's been probably pushing 20 years since I've been on the board. But as we had a need to hire somebody along that road, then Superintendent Ken Winger somehow reached out to a board member and said he just hired this guy and that he thought his wife might be interested in working for the library. And as I was at Gail Meyer's retirement, talking to Tara's husband Joe, I learned that the reason they were here was so that Tara could get her master's at Clarion, and so she was the draw, and the plan was to just stay here a little while. Tara's from Idaho, her husband's from Oregon, so here they are living in my neighborhood and all that stuff. So Tara is, she graduated from Eastern Oregon College, and she's from Idaho originally. They have 2 children. And her husband Joe teaches social studies down at the middle school. And welcome Tara Bartley as our program today.
Before we begin, I just wanted to pass these out so you guys can follow along. Do you want me to stay right here?
Oh, how do you feel?
I mean,
You're fine where you are. If you move to the table, I can follow you.
Okay. Usually I'm a big mover. I have been at Benson Library now at the executive director's position for a year. That being said, though, I've actually been at Benson a lot longer. For the past 12 years, I was the children's librarian there. So you're going to find that I do a lot with my hands, and I do move around quite a bit. And I apologize for that because that's a lot of my children's librarian in me. But we did come out here so I could become a librarian. When I was in college, I worked at the university library there. That's where I fell in love with librarianship, and I decided that it was time that I get my master's degree. And so we wanted a new and exciting challenge, and we decided, hey, we'll move across the state from everyone. We don't have any family here, so it has been a little bit of a challenge in that way that we don't have family here, but we fell in love with Titusville, and the community here is what has kept us in this area. It's such a wonderful place. Like I said, I've been at Benson for over 12 years now, and I do have a passion for the library. I follow along with this. Usually when I do presentations, I'm not in a place that can do PowerPoints, so I've made packets. You're more than welcome to follow along. If you don't, that's fine. The very first page here is welcome to your library. When I was working with the children, I always stressed that when they would come in, especially as the groups that would come in, I always wanted them to know that they were at their library and that they were welcome in the library. And so I thought, well, I might as well continue that on as I speak to adults. So welcome to your library, and it is a wonderful library. Anybody that steps foot through those doors, they're welcome there, and they're welcome to sit down and use any of our services, use any of our items that are in the library, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So if you go to the second page here, we have an array of services for our residents. As you can see, we have over 67,000 items. And when I talk about items, I'm not only talking about books, but I'm talking about puppets that are in our library, audiobooks, newspapers, those type of things. Those are our physical items. But I'm here to tell you today that the library has so much more to offer than actual just physical items. Now, what you see at the table here are some of the things that I'm going to talk about real quick. These are items in your library. What do we have that you can actually come in, take it, check it out, circulate it, take it home, and bring it back? These are the things that you're going to see. Obviously, we have books. We have new books that are coming out, new fiction, new nonfiction, large print books. That's your traditional sense of the library. The things that you think about when you hear about a library. What do you offer? Obviously books. But we have so much more again, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We also have ebooks. Now that's not a physical item, I know that, because you have to actually download it, but one thing that I wanted to point out, this is a new service that we have e-readers. that you can actually come to the library and check out. So if you already have a Kindle or a Nook, you know, this would be something that you probably wouldn't use. But this is an exciting thing because if it's something that you're deciding, would I like this? Would I want to get a device that I can read my books on? Well, you can try it out here first at the library, so you don't have to go spend your money. You can see if you like it, see what type you like. We have Sony's and we do have a Nook, we have Sony's and we have a Kindle, and that's what we lend. We don't have the other devices, but at least this could get your hands on something that you can see. And then with that, we have the ebooks that you can download on there. Those ebooks are considered just like books. You check them out. After 2 weeks, they go away from your device, and then you're able to check out again. So that's, like I said, the ebooks themselves are not so much an item, but it's something with the e-reader that you can check out, and then it goes on your device. We have audiobooks. I had someone say that you know, a lot of times you don't have time to sit and read, but if you're a traveler, if you have to go over to Harrisburg and you want just something to distract you, or if you just want to catch up on the books, we have a whole bunch of audiobooks that you can have, or that you can check out. We have books on CD, we have books on cassettes, although those are starting to get phased out. And these tend to be very popular with people because, like I said, if you travel, it's a good way to get your reading in. We also have a new device that I'm excited about. These are called playaways. This is your book right here. It's just like an MP3 player. So basically you hook it up to your earphones, or you can hook it into your car, and then you just play the book, and it's just all right here. So it's as easy as, you know, taking something out. It's a big difference between CDs that at one time were this big. Now you're going into, this is your book right here. It's the whole story. It's not abridged. It's the unabridged version, and you're going to hear it that way. A lot of people like running with those. A lot of people, again, same thing with audios. You can hook it into your car, and you can listen to it while you travel. We have DVDs. We do not like to compete with our stores here, so we don't have the most new release. Usually we like to wait for a year for it to be out, along with classics. So if it's something, a lot of times that the video stores will not carry, the libraries, we will carry it. If by chance it's something that we don't have, we're always open for suggestions too, and you know, if it's something you go, you know, my child really needs to watch this movie and we can't find it anywhere, it's something that the library will be able to get for you. We also have music, an array of music. A lot of times people will come in, oftentimes wedding songs. Do you have a CD out there with a whole bunch of wedding songs? We have those types of music. Plus we have some new release, some in between those type of things, but it's a service. It's an item that you can actually check out for a 2-week period and use it. We have magazines. Someone else that I was talking about earlier today said that they read quite a few magazines through the month. Well, we have over 30 subscriptions to magazines, so if it's something that you do like to do just on downtime, you can check these out, take them home, look at them. The nice thing about that is you yourself aren't footing the bill for that subscription. The librarians come in, use them. And it too is just like books, so you check it in, check it out. We have newspapers. We have 6 newspapers. We have the Titusville Herald, we have the Derrick, the Erie Times News, the Wall Street, the USA Today, and the Meadville Tribune. So, you know, if you need to kill time and you wanted to see the article in the Meadville Tribune, you know, come to the library, sit down. You're more than welcome to sit and read the papers there. We have local history. We have a Benson collection that we house in-house. That's something that actually you are not able to check out. It does not circulate, but you can come into the library and get genealogy information. If it pertains to Titusville, even if it's a new book that has just come out and it's about Titusville, we keep a copy of that in our library so that as it continues to maybe go out of publication, we will have an actual print there for you. Other things that we have lots of kids things. If you've ever been in the into the library, we have a wonderful children's room that has an array of picture books. nonfiction books, if your child is doing a report, we have the books there that they can do, along with things on the computer that we'll talk about in just minutes. So these are just some items that we offer at our library. 66,000 items. These are just a small few that we're bringing to you. But again, what I want to point out is if we don't have it, we're always open for suggestions, and we will get it. Even if it's not permanent, we have the opportunity to go to other libraries, and if they have that book or if they have whatever it is that you're looking for, we can lend it and we can get it here for you. You have the time to be able to read it, and then we send it back to that library. Now I want to talk a little bit about the services in your library, because I oftentimes think these are things that people don't think about when they think about the public library. Again, like I said, when you hear a public library, you have the traditional thought of books and those type of things, but there's so much more that we offer. Anybody can come into our library and sit down and use our public computers. We have 9 public computers. And a lot of us have our own computers, but we oftentimes have that, oh, my computer has a virus and I need to get on and download this so I can fix my computer, or I just really need a quick printout of my itinerary because I'm going on a trip, those type of things. That's what we find people are coming in to use our computers for, along with job search, resume, if they need to make a resume, but those are available, and anybody, all you have to do is actually have a library card, and you can come and sit down and you can use those computers. Again, like I said, 9 public computers. With that, you can print in black and white, or you can print in color. We have Wi-Fi. If someone's traveling, a lot of times we'll have people that'll come in and they're visiting their mothers, their fathers, aunts, uncles, and they just need to jump online real quick. Well, they found that their mother doesn't have Wi-Fi at the house. So what do? They come to the library. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't even have to sign in for it. All you have to be is within the vicinity of the building, and you can get onto our Wi-Fi. We have microfilm of Titusville. We have it of the Titusville Herald. We have the very beginning edition that I believe started in 1865. You can sit down, you can come and use our microfilm readers, and you can look through anything that you want through the Herald. A new service that we have, and I'm really excited about this, we also have the opportunity to look at the Titusville Herald online. The Herald has been digitized, and we are with newspaperarchive.com, and you can sit and look at the same thing that you were looking at through the microfilm, but just now on computer. And what's nice about that is it's an easier way to search for things on the Herald. Before, with microfilm, you actually would have to know your date, those type of things when looking, and then you're just kind of on your own, you have to find it. With it being digitized, you can put in a keyword and see what it will pull up. Still a little tricky, but it makes it more searchable. So that's newspaperarchive.com. The only thing I will have to tell you about that, you actually still have to come into the library to use that. That is not something that you can sit at home at the comfort in your jammies and be able to pull up the Titusville Herald. We do have some services that we'll talk about that you can do at home, which actually brings me to my next one, this Mango Languages. This is something that we just subscribed to within the last few months, and Mango Languages offers over 40 different languages that you can learn in the comfort of your own home. You can come to the library and you can do the languages at the library, but it is also something that, at 2 o'clock in the morning you have a need for a brushing up of your French, then you can go straight to the Mango Languages and you can do that, which has had a lot of success. Like I said, we've only been on, I think, 3 months now, and it's being used almost every single day. So that, along with consumer reports, and I didn't put that here, we also have consumer reports that you can use at home. So if you're going to go and buy a new car and you wanted to know the ratings of that, all you'd have to do is jump on our website, pull up consumer reports, and while you're talking with that salesman, you can get the, well, this is what a blue book's at, this is what, all of that kind of information. And that is something that oftentimes, again, I don't think people think about a service that the library would offer. So we do have copiers. You can copy in black and white, or you can copy in color. Printing, again, like I talked about, and faxing. We just opened up faxing to people, and people are really responding well to that. We oftentimes get phone calls saying, where can we fax in town? We're more than welcome to give you any information on all the places that you can fax, but the library now is a place that you can also go to fax. And we have voter information. So during the an election year, if you need to know where your son's off in college and he needs an absentee ballot, where do I need to send that to? Come here to the library, and we can help you get that information. Some other services in your library, something that a lot of times people don't think about, we have meeting rooms downstairs in the building that people are able to register or reserve the rooms. Sometimes it has a fee to it, depending on if it's of educational value or not, is where the fee is assessed. But we have a small meeting room along with a very large meeting room. The large meeting room seats over 100 people, where the smaller room sits around 15 to 20 people. One of the exciting things that we just got with the meeting room, we received a grant through our county libraries, and we received this media cart. And what this media cart allows us, it gives us a projector, it gives us, we have a Mac Mini that's part of it with the sound bar. So if you needed to have a meeting out in Harrisburg and you weren't able to go to Harrisburg, but you wanted to be part of that meeting, you could come to the library and you could use this media cart and through Skype be able to sit in on that meeting that's in Harrisburg. So that's exciting. Another thing that we have, tax forms. This time of the year we see a lot of new faces that are coming in because they need that one tax page that they couldn't get their hands on. If we didn't actually get it sent to us through the state, we can get it we can get it in other ways. Programs in our library, we have lots of programs, adult programs. We always have an annual book sale, magazine giveaway. This year with the Affordable Health Care Act, when people were having questions, we brought several different people in that would be able to answer those questions. Children's programs, we're always busy with children's programs. We have the summer reading program that it promotes reading during the summer. That way kids are not taking that vacation from reading. They get to come in, they get to do all kinds of fun activities, and the best part is they're reading and they don't even really realize that they're doing all of that. They just think it's something fun that they can continue to do through the summer. Toddler time, every Tuesday we have children come into the library. Any child from 18 months to 4 to 5 years old really can come to story times. There's puppet shows, stories, songs, those type of things. Pause for reading. We have therapy dogs come into the library. Any active readers can sit down and read to those therapy dogs. And that's a volunteer. That's not actually the library that's doing that. The therapy dogs come in with a Pause for Reading group, and then they sit down with them. We usually have 6-week programs, and then we'll take a little bit of a break, and then we start our 6-week programs again. Lego Club, this was a real popular one. We started this a few years back, and this was a great program to start bringing in more boys. I don't know why, but for some reason, it's always hard to get those boys into the library and into reading, but we put Legos in there, and all of a sudden I had 20 boys in front of me. So that's been a huge success, and we continue to do the Lego Club. We have Art Club and we have Game Club. Game Club is something with the media cart that we are using, along with the projector and the Mac Mini that I was telling you about. We also have an Xbox 360. The kids get to come in and they get to play the Xbox, along with bring in board games, and they get to sit down and play the board games. So we're always having programs, and we're always trying to change things up. Calendars go out monthly, so look on our website and you can see what's happening at the library. The best part about a library, and I always, again, when kids would come in to me and I would get to talk with them as a group, this was the one thing that I wanted to stress the most, and this always got them so excited. I would say, go home, tell your moms and dads all about this, because the best part about the library is it is free. Everything that I talked about, there's no cost to you. All you have to do is get your library card, and it opens the door to all these services. And that's the best thing. It is a community hub. It's a place where kids can come. It's a place where adults can come. Meetings can happen. And memberships are free to most of the residents of Crawford County, Pleasantville Rural, Oil Creek Township, and Venango. And we also have a lot of people that, from the Warren area, from the Cherry Tree area, or I'm sorry, not the Cherry Tree area, but from the Warren area, they'll come to us and they'll say, we're closer to Titusville, we'd like to use your library. The best thing about that is that's okay, you can. We participate in the Access program, so as long as they initially go to Warren and get their library card, they still can come to our library and get a free card, and it doesn't cost them anything. We have over 6,000 registered users right now. I'd like to see that grow. And we circulate over 5,000 items a month, and I'd like to see that grow. And I think with the services that we offer, it's going to be an easy thing to see people coming in and wanting to use the library. Libraries are for everyone. All are welcome. And the very last page that I have is I just want to point out, libraries are continually changing. Just like we see everything changing, so are libraries. And I just sat in a meeting yesterday through our county library system, and we started working on our 5-year plan and the things that they'd like to see. And it's really exciting to think of the things that in 5 years could be happening at our library. One of them that caught my interest the most, publishing your own books. The libraries are going to be a place where you can come, you have a book, and you want to get it published. There it is. We will have the technology, we will have the tools available for you to be able to do that. I mean, and when you start thinking, and we had all brainstorm, like what would we like to see for the libraries in the next 5 years? And I mean, some of the things, I don't even know what they were talking about. But it's exciting to think in just 5 short years, that's where we're going to be, and that's what libraries will be offering to our community. So I want to thank you for letting me come and talk to you today, and I hope every single one of you guys comes into the library just to see what it is that we have to offer.
Any questions for Tara?
Thank you.